So starting with the very first layer, draw a vertical line, so dividing the basic shape into two parts, and then draw diagonal lines going upwards on two parts. So basically this pattern is inspired by the veins and lines that we have in leaves. So in this way you can just make your own patterns, get inspired by things around you or get inspired by nature itself. Make sure to take your own time and feel free to pause the video if you need more time, and if you have already completed it, you can just move on to the next layer. Just enjoy the process and take a break if you need to. So with this, our first layer stands complete. Now for the second layer, this is a combination pattern which involves two kind of motifs. So for this, start with the V kind of shape. So you can see that when you join two layers using this non-outline method, you can see that there is always a V kind of shape that is formed. So just start from this portion, draw a vertical line and curve like this. So this is one motif, and then just like draw floral, or you can also call it upside down water droplet. So in this way you can create this motif, this pattern using two motifs. So now we are going to go step by step so that we are able to maintain the symmetry. So draw the first motif and then draw the second motif. You can also draw one pattern at a time, that will also be fine. Whatever you feel comfortable with, make sure to use that process. You can also go step by step, or you can just draw also go pattern by pattern. Just make sure to maintain the symmetry. Now draw the second part of the pattern, the second motif. Now we are going to fill the white space here. So we are also just let me rotate it. Yeah, so we are also going to fill all the white space so that the motif that we have used here highlights really well. So this basically completes your patterns. Coloring the inside of the motif won't highlight your details of the pattern and the motif. So make sure that whenever you are drawing such kind of motifs, if you want to color, you can just color the outside. So you can see that the entire look, it's so highlighted and it looks much beautiful than the usual one. feel free to play some music in the background if you feel bored. It's totally fine, because we are just completing the design and repeating the same process now. And if you just want to draw in silence, you can enjoy that as well. So once you have completed this layer, so we can also add some motif here as well. So for that we are just going to draw a tiny lotus. So again, start with the V shape, draw one lotus pattern with 2 petals on the side. Now this step again is totally optional. You can just color the the entire area, or you can just leave it as it is. But since we have space, we can add some more detailing. It will definitely look nice. You can add any other motif. You can also just add a tiny circle or few set of circles, any geometrical shape, motif or pattern for that matter. So when you have completed drawing the lotuses, now we have to make sure that our lotus is highlighted and visible. So for that we are going to color the outside portions of our lotus as well. Don't color the inside, otherwise the lotus pattern, the detailing and the shape, that won't be recognizable that it's a lotus. So with this, our second layer of this mandala is also ready. Now moving on to the third layer. As I already told you that I have chosen a mixed pattern, combination pattern. So draw a vertical line. So now you have like two sections to draw your motifs and patterns. Now we are going to draw a paisley pattern on the left hand side, and we are going to draw some diagonal lines on the right hand side. Now you can choose any of the motifs. You can just you basically have two sections, so you can just make any combinations of pattern and motifs of your choice. So we are just going to complete this. So you can either go pattern by pattern or you can go step by step. So let's draw all the vertical lines first so that we are able to maintain the symmetry. Feel free to choose any patterns of your choice. You don't have to go with layered combination patterns or whatever. You can just take any simple patterns of your choice as well. Now we are going to draw the paisley pattern. You can also just swap it. You can draw the paisley on the right hand side and lines on the left hand side as well. So in terms of patterns and shapes, feel free to experiment and draw what you love, you would like. Now we are going to draw the lines. You can also use any other geometric shape like circles or horizontal or vertical lines instead of diagonal lines. So as I already told you, feel free to just experiment and see what works for you, what you like, or you can just stick to the patterns and motifs that we are making in this particular design. So when you have completed drawing it, we are just going to fill the white spaces behind the paisley pattern as well, so that our paisley pattern is really well highlighted. So now you can see the difference between these two. So now we are going to do that. So when you have completed all the patterns inside the basic shape, we are also going to draw a tiny motif, just like we made a lotus right here. So we are just going to make the water droplet floral kind of motif, because we have a pretty good amount of space, and it's always good to add some more detailing to your mandala. And now we are also going to just color the white portions so that the motif stays highlighted. You can also draw the lotus motif here as well, or any other motif of your choice. You can also draw some circles or lines, but it's all about balancing. So if you had made lines here, so redrawing the same geometrical shape might look a little disbalanced, but anyways, just try and experiment and see what works for you, what looks better. It's always like experimenting and being creative. And with this, our third layer of this big mandala is also complete. Now we are going to draw the center portion of this mandala as well. So for the center portion, you can choose any of the center patterns from my mandala patterns master course or the pattern book, or you can just color the inside of this circle and it will become a center, or you can just draw any of the motifs of your choice. So we are just going to draw a floral motif. So I'm going to draw 5 petal floral motif on the upper side, and then I'm going to just rotate my paper and do the same in the lower side. So you can draw any sort of center pattern of your choice, or you can just color the entire inside, and that will also be fine. Now we are just going to color the white areas so that our center pattern is also highlighted. So you can also draw the center pattern before starting the mandala, or you can draw it at the end, whatever your procedure is. Like if you go from starting from the center, or you draw the center at the end, whatever you feel comfortable with, do that. Now our big mandala is complete. Now we are going to move to our smaller mandala.